You mentioned that people get very conditioned to the current fiat system. Is there anything else?
Well, I mean, most people aren't capable of critical thinking, unfortunately. And, they usually take the path of least resistance. So if you're still living somewhere where you get out of bed, the sun is shining, your credit cards are working, you can buy your coffee. Okay, it's more expensive, it sucks, but you can still do it. Are you going to actually go the distance to question the system? Probably not. Until the day where you can't do anything, and then you're like, shit, now what? Is this likely to happen? I think so, yes, because most people have to be beaten in order to learn. Otherwise, the incentive is not strong enough. Sadly, I mean, like, I don't like saying this, but I can see it. And I don't have to go far. I see it in my own family. Like, can you imagine? I have members of my own family that have no connection to anything that I'm saying here. They think it's like, whatever. Even though their life situation is beyond hell. Yet, no, we gotta chase the dollar, we gotta work more, we gotta be more abused, and we gotta complain all day because that's all they do is complain. I'm like, all right, well, if you don't want to fix your situation, then you lose the right to complain. Nobody has the patience to, even I'm getting sick of hearing you complain because it's like a lose-lose situation. It's like listening to a broken record. You have a problem, there is a solution, you don't want it. If you don't want it, then shut up and just suffer in silence. But if you want it, there is help. I think most people around the world today still have that same mindset. The path of least resistance. Laziness is a disease. In my opinion, it's a disease that keeps you paralyzed in the worst possible situations. So, again, pain and only extreme pain can fix this radically. Smoothing your way into this, that's for like intelligent people that are able to think ahead, to see the signs on the wall, that people that read, that question, that dive deep, that don't just like accept the status quo. These people are already ahead of the game, and there's a lot of them, by the way. So the majority aren't doing this, but those that are not like an insignificant amount. This is why Bitcoin's adoption has grown the way it has. This is why you see a lot more circular economies right now. This is why now governments all of a sudden, they embrace it and all that stuff. It's because the adoption has grown so much. You cannot ignore it. You can choose to ignore it, maybe thinking in your head that somehow it's going to, disappear. But you're going to wake up one day, with a very painful surprise if that's what you're doing. Bitcoin is not going anywhere. And when you understand the protocol, the technology, you understand why it's not going anywhere. It's peer-to-peer electronic cash. You cannot stop peer-to-peer. It's impossible. It's like saying the sun is going to stop. I'm going to stop the sun from shining or the wind from blowing. Like, how are you going to do this? It's like as moronic as it sounds. So if they weren't able to put an end to, meaningless piracy, peer-to-peer music, movies, software, you think they're going to stop peer-to-peer money? Impossible. And they've also tried to do it in the past 16 years. How many times have government tried to ban Bitcoin, make it illegal, do this, do that? How many times did they all fail spectacularly? Every single time. So they know this now, which is why their tactic has changed. People that don't understand money, or Bitcoin for that matter, cheer on nation-state adoption. I don't. It's inevitable. It's inevitable because Bitcoin is for anyone. But I don't cheer it on because I still don't believe that they have good intentions. For the simple reason that their world and the world that Bitcoin was created for cannot coexist. It's oil and water. One was created to steal, kill, surveil, control. One was created to empower, give life, growth, the Renaissance, right? Like that type of world. How do they mix? And so the attacks against this by the corrupt system are expected to intensify. But they're not stupid. They know they can't attack Bitcoin head first. On a tech front, they can't. That's a fact. So how do they attack it? In the same way that a lot of clueless people are cheering it on by embracing it, right? The ETFs, the Bitcoin treasuries, all that TradFi garbage that they're promoting using Bitcoin as a buzzword, this is how they attack it. So how is that an attack? Well, it keeps people dependent on them. So they embrace Bitcoin, but as long as it's their version of it, meaning you put your money in an ETF where you don't own anything, you put your Bitcoin in a bank where they have control over it, anything except for two words, self-custody, which is the entire point, the entire revolution behind Bitcoin is you owning your private keys and your money. So find me any country, maybe with the exception of El Salvador for now, that promotes self-custody, right? You won't find it because, again, it doesn't serve their incentives. Bitcoin was created to obsolete them. They cannot embrace it. Logically speaking, they cannot do it. It's like shooting yourself in the foot, saying, okay, it's time for us to leave and okay, see you later. You think they're going to do that? It's never going to happen. This is why Bitcoin was that slick roundabout way that they cannot stop. And so the way this grows is by pushing out the education.